What if it rained food? What if Earth was a cube? What if we had 9 lives? What if bits could fly? It's absurd. If money grew on trees, if we didn't have knees, if we walked through life slightly magnetical, it's absurd. Absurd Hypotheticals.
Hello everybody and welcome to Absurd Hypotheticals, the show we overthink dumb questions so you don't have to. I'm your host Marcus Lehner, and I'm joined here today by Chris Yee and Ben Storms. Say hi, guys.
Hey, I'm Chris.
Hey, I'm Ben.
And guys, we got a lightning round today. I love the lightning round.
It's one episode late because of Valentine's Day.
Yeah, stupid Valentine's Day getting in the way of things.
I'm sure we did a very good job, because we haven't actually recorded that one yet. We're in a space-time flux here. So, I'm sure we had an excellent episode last week. And
definitely.
This one's going to be even better, I think. Every episode is going to be better from this point forward. It's going to be awesome. It's our 2020 resolution.
Even though it's like a month after New Year's.
Yeah, well.
But who's counting? You know, you can still make resolutions. It's okay.
It's almost 2 months after New Year's.
It's never too late to improve.
Well, what's the average time that a resolution, that people give up on the resolutions?
Okay, real talk here. I do not like New Year's resolutions.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I never make them.
I don't either.
Right, I don't make them, but it's important to note that I will make, like, resolutions throughout the year. I'm like, I'm not going to do this or this or this anymore. When, like, in the moment that I'm like, this is shitty and I don't want this to be part of my life anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if there's something you want to change about your life, don't wait for January 1st and, like, have that be an excuse, because you're going to be in a different mental space by the time January 1st comes around. So
yeah, this is very true.
I don't think it matters when you do it as long as you stick to it.
Right. So on the flip side of the coin, I don't knock people that do make New Year's resolutions, because if you do it on New Year's and it works for you, don't stop doing that either.
But you knock them if they make it and they don't do it.
Yeah, just realize you have more than one opportunity each year with which to improve yourself and your life.
Yeah, if you make a resolution and it's, now and you haven't done anything, you're like, well, too late now. I'll try again next year. Don't do that. Just do it now. You still got
Just
time.
be better, everybody.
Just be better.
So it's 2.5 years after, or 2.5 months after New Year's. So what's a resolution?
So our resolution is to have every episode be better than the previous one.
Okay.
Yeah, Marcus went over this already. It was pretty clear.
and then I said it wasn't a resolution because it's not near New Year's.
Well, Chris is helping out by setting the bar really low all of a sudden for this episode, so that we can very easily just like limp over it next week.
No, that means that we have to be bad when we record the Valentine's Day
Oh
episode,
no,
because
you're
it comes
right.
out before this episode.
All right, let's turn this one around, guys. Give ourselves some breathing room.
Let's hop on the roller coaster.
All right, first lightning round question of the day. If you guys don't know what the lightning round is where we answer a bunch of hypothetical questions. We have not prepared this. We have not done research like we normally do. We kind of just do this one off the cuff, but we do lots of them, and it's a fun time.
And we made this list kind of a long time ago, so we're not really that familiar with these questions anymore.
We are not.
It's going to be a surprise. Anyhow, question number 1. What if it was always overcast? The weather is always that weird cloudiness where it's just one big thin cloud over everything.
We live in Boston, so this is kind of the truth for maybe half the year anyway.
I mean, it's better off than England.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Hot take, I like overcast weather.
It depends
on the season.
It depends on the season, yeah.
See, overcast weather is deceiving because it looks like it's not sunny, but you can still get sunburned.
This is true.
Not as deceiving as snow. If it's a sunny day and snow, you're fucked.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So pros and cons of overcast. Pros, it's not actually sunny. It is nice to be outside on an overcast day where the weather's otherwise nice, because it's not like that intensity and that brightness, and you can kind of just like do your thing. Cons, it is a little dreary. Seasonal depression will be a thing.
Pros, we might solve global warming?
Ooh.
Maybe?
Like, I don't quote me on this, because I'm not a scientist, but like, it would be cooler overall. Ergo.
Yeah, the sun would definitely would not hit the ground, and so it would reflect more sunlight. So it would be a cooling effect.
We're basically saying that there's one giant cloud around the entire Earth, right?
Pretty much,
yeah. It's overcast everywhere.
Does it ever rain?
Yeah, that was my next question.
It can rain while still being overcast.
Yeah, I think so. Like, you don't... I guess you need specific types of clouds for it to rain, but, like, that contributes to the overcast.
I mean, you can definitely have that drizzle rain.
Yeah.
Like they call it in German, they call it Dauerregen, which just translates to duration rain, where it just fucking drizzles for like a week and a half. It's very European.
I hate that. That's incredibly European.
Because it can kill your whole vacation. Like if you're there for like a week and a half, it might rain every day.
Yeah, that sucks.
Does it have to be that, like, flat type of cloud to be considered overcast, or can it be those puffy clouds?
And it can't be those puffy clouds. I mean, there can be puffy clouds on top of the thin clouds, I think. I'm not sure what layers clouds exist in.
I don't remember what they're called. I know they have names. I don't remember.
But I think just typical overcast, like the thin cloud that can drizzle rain. We're not going to get any real rainstorms.
Yeah. But we're not going to, like hose the water cycle or something, so...
I feel like our space program might not exist.
Oh, we just never...
It works when it's overcast.
Well, but, like, we would just, like, never see stars.
Yeah, we wouldn't know what was there.
The Hubble telescope is out there.
But why would we have made that? Like...
I'm saying, like, if it was always overcast, like, in history.
Could you imagine you are the first person to build an airplane or a hot air balloon in this overcast world, and you go above, and you, like, because the overcast clouds, as far I think, are pretty low, so you would come up over the overcast clouds, and then there would just be, like, stars in space, and the sun, and the moon.
Yeah, people basically just think it's, like, a ceiling.
Right.
Until we fly over it.
Yeah,
I'm a thin earther. I don't think anything exists above the cloud layer. Okay, other things to consider. Plants. Photosynthesis still works, I think.
But I feel like there are plants that wouldn't... Aren't there plants that need, like, direct sunlight?
I don't know that much about plants.
I don't either.
That.
I'm not a gardener. I feel like... I feel like it would be bad.
They do get some of what they need, just not as much.
Yes, maybe there be less plants. I don't know. Once again, not scientist, but trying real hard.
I mean, I feel like we should know more of these answers at this point in our podcast. We
You
have
really
looked
think
up a
so?
lot of. We have become like weekend experts on a lot of topics.
But not. I mean, I guess we've done a bunch of plant.
We've done a lot of
episodes, too.
plants.
Yeah.
But we haven't really focused on photosynthesis.
You did a whole fucking episode on photosynthesis, Chris.
Oh, you're
I
right.
did? I don't remember that.
It was something with color, and I remember you did a whole thing about photosynthesis. Don't make me go
like,
back to the listen look.
What if light was? What if there was only red, white? I think there were only red, white, and blue. Was it that one?
I mean, I did cover it in there, but I just said they have chlorophyll, and that was basically all I covered plants in that.
Well, this is the expertise people come to the podcast for.
Right. Seriously.
I like the idea of people discovering space way later than normal, or just like stars in general. Navigation becomes a problem across the sea.
Navigation. Yeah, that's very, very true.
There's a lot
yeah.
more lost pirates, which I think is a good enough conclusion to move on to the next one, because there's actually a lot to unbox in this one.
Yeah, more than I expected. Anyway,
Kind of wish we had done that as the main question now, instead of relegating it to lightning round.
I think just like travel in general would have been a lot slower. It would have developed a lot slower.
Development would have been weird. Also, there's like a whole climate like ramifications. I think it mellows out the climate. Like I don't think you'll have as many deserts, and you'll have more water saturation in the atmosphere below the cloud layer. I don't know. There's a lot going on here, guys. There's a lot. We got another weather one next, and this one's gonna be less scientific. So, what if it snowed styrofoam instead of snow? Snowrofoam, if you will.
I would have gone with Styrus Snow, personally.
Oh, that's much better. Okay, I will also go with styro snow.
All right. Mechanically, I have questions about this, and a lot of really in every situation. I would actually.
I think mechanically you can just ignore it.
Well, but so, okay,
Like
I'm
ignore
gonna try to do
where
that.
it actually comes from.
Right. That's kind of what I was going for.
Okay, so what it was always overcast, and we invented nanobots to get rid of the overcast clouds, and the side result of the nanobots, their byproduct is styrofoam. They turn water vapor into styrofoam, is how they function.
Doesn't really answer much.
It does not. So, things about styrofoam. Problem that we're going to run into probably. Isn't styrofoam, like, notoriously impossible to, like, biodegrade or anything?
Yes.
Yes.
So we would just get buried in it eventually,
It's
probably.
also notoriously squeaky and...
Static clingy?
Yeah, static clingy. Ooh, static clingy.
Marcus likes that word.
Would styrofoam snow create ridiculously strong lightning?
I don't think it would act. No. I refuse to admit that that's a side effect.
No.
Basically.
No explanation. Just no.
Pretty much. I don't think it would be. I don't think you would have enough volume. You would need like a bunch of styrofoam going down a large. Okay, well maybe if it accumulated. I hate that you're making me think about this, Marcus.
No. So just literally like if you have styrofoam pellets that make up a cloud in the atmosphere,
Mhm.
and they're just shifting around in the wind and bumping into each other, they're gonna create a lot of static.
So the clouds are made of styrofoam.
Well, yeah, that's they got.
This is why.
See,
I'm
this
not
is where the
going into
mechanics
of
comes
this.
into play. Because I was imagining just water, like normal clouds, and then styrofoam just appears from the normal clouds.
Yes, that one.
That's what I was picturing.
The water, as it condenses, alchemy-like transforms into styrofoam.
But only in the drop stage. Not
yes,
in the
exactly.
when it condenses into a cloud stage, for example.
No, it skips over that part.
Okay,
Just the
well,
last little bit of condensation.
styrofoam clouds would create epic lightning, which is a great conclusion, but we're ignoring it now because you guys hate it.
Well,
Yes.
how would the styrofoam clouds even form? Because that means styrofoam would have to evaporate. That doesn't
Also,
make sense.
it would mean that styrofoam would have to be less dense than air.
Can styrofoam be in like a vapor state? I guess
No, it
Maybe?
absolutely cannot.
I don't
I'm sure
think it can.
it can. Like all matter can.
Well, styrofoam
In like certain situations.
styrofoam is like a chemical compound, right? Isn't it like a petroleum byproduct or something?
Styrofoam has a melting point that is above 100 degrees Celsius.
And then it has an evaporation, like at a certain temperature, it probably evaporates.
I'm actually going on a limb here. I don't think it can actually evaporate as styrofoam because I feel like.
Well, like Marcus was saying, I think it would melt and then it would evaporate.
But I feel like parts of styrofoam would have a like lower evaporation point. Is not the right word. Is that it? Is that just it? I guess
I feel like there's
boiling
another term
point?
for it.
it's just boiling point, isn't it? I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's probably boiling point.
Yeah, but like if parts of the styrofoam evaporate, like it's not going to still remain styrofoam when it condenses again. It's going to be just like some shit that's probably very, very toxic.
Yeah, I mean, at 250 degrees Celsius is when it's in fully liquid form. And I don't have the number for when it turns into a gas, because no one tries to make styrofoam gas. so,
That sounds like a war crime, honestly.
so if it rains styrofoam and that the styrofoam is I guess snow styrofoam is solid, so we're safe. But if it rains styrofoam, we would be boiling and dead.
I mean, I think the main issue we'd face is that we have to get rid of the styrofoam somehow.
Well, I did just learn while trying to see if you could make styrofoam gas that apparently if you dissolve styrofoam in gasoline or diesel fuel, you basically make napalm. So I guess that's an option.
Ooh, we can only use more napalm. Okay, so we have lots of napalm, I guess, we convert it to napalm and then use that for energy uses.
I don't know if that works.
Renewable energy.
It's renewable energy in the form of napalm. We solved the climate crisis.
Okay, legitimate non-napalm thing in the similar vein, because I'm pretty sure it is a, like, petroleum product. There's probably some way, if we had, theoretically limitless amounts, we could figure out a way to convert it back into a fuel source. I'm gonna hope that we can figure that one out, for my own sanity's sake.
Okay. Next question. What if you had / found a giant peach? I'm thinking James and the Giant Peach is the intent here.
Yes, I assume that's the size we're thinking of.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you wrote this question, Chris, so I think it's...
Yeah, I think I did. How big was that peach in James and the Giant Peach? Was it like house size?
It was it double house size, like 30 foot?
I feel like it wasn't double house size, but maybe single house size.
Well, also, wait, wasn't there like a... Hold on. Did he just get small? Now I don't remember how that book / movie or whatever went. Because there was like a worm.
Okay, looking at a picture from the cover, it looks like the peach is about 35 feet tall.
35 feet.
It's pretty big. Big old peach.
That's just eyeballing the kiddo next to the peach.
Yeah, there's a kid that's probably like 4 feet tall next to it.
Yeah,
That seems fair.
and there's like a bunch of them that would fit. Maybe it's 25. All right, let's say a 25-foot peach. So house sized. It's the size of a house.
House size.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'd absolutely not let giant bugs move in with me.
Yeah, it seems smart.
Yeah, I don't really remember what happens in that book/movie.
I just remember it rolling. That's kind of all I remember is that it rolls.
They travel on it like in the ocean and stuff.
Yeah, I remember they were on the ocean.
They dig out some tunnels.
All of this seems wildly impractical.
I'm looking at this. I'm just looking at the Google image results for James and the Giant Peach and just kind of like trying to piece together the movie.
I don't want to read the synopsis, so I'm gonna look at pictures.
I like that, yeah, with literally like 3 clicks, you could probably be at a Wikipedia summary, but instead you're just gonna try to piece it together from Google Images.
God, there's a lot of horrendous looking plays of James and the Giant Peach.
No.
Somehow even more disturbing than the weird like claymation that already was.
I mean, I have a lot of nostalgia for that movie.
I did too until I really took a good look at that centipede, that centipede puppet guy. I don't like him anymore. I don't like this movie
Yeah, I imagine
anymore.
it would scare kids now.
I'm looking at it now, and I'm not very happy either.
Man, even the spider who I thought I liked is really creepy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, is that the worm that has the sunglasses?
Yeah.
I remember that.
Look, this movie was weird. What are we going to do with our actual big giant peach, though?
So this is kind of similar to one of our Would You Rathers, where we had a giant pumpkin,
Oh, yeah.
and we said that it would rot and that it was not good. And that would probably be the same case with this, only probably worse, because peaches have like way more sugar.
Yeah, so you definitely could not live in your giant peach. You do not want that.
You'd probably want to get rid of it as fast as you could.
What's the fastest way to get rid of a giant peach? Is this what this question is, actually?
Yeah, how do you dispose of a giant peach the fastest? It's got to be tough because, like, unless you know somebody, you can't hire someone on short notice to get rid of your giant peach. Because it's going to take you at least a couple days to find someone who believes you.
I mean, you just put out like a Craigslist ad saying free peach.
Well, it doesn't help you because no one's going to come prepared to take your giant peach.
Well, no, like everyone that wants to have a free, they don't have to take the whole thing, but you cut it up and everyone gets a piece of giant peach.
You say that, but if everyone takes a 1x1 square of, like a foot by foot square of peach, like that's a lot of peach to take home.
What I'm seeing in my mind is plunging a chainsaw into the side of this giant peach and just having like juice and peach pulp flying literally everywhere. And I'm actually quite upset right now.
I imagine if you get this giant peach, it's going to be pretty obvious that you have it and that it's a big deal. And you might get covered by the news. And when you're on TV, you just say, hey, I have this giant peach I'm giving it away for free. I'm giving parts of it away for free.
So how long does it take you to get the word out? Like, you have a giant peach in your backyard.
I don't think it'll be that difficult.
Your neighbors noticed. You maybe get the local news same day, but it runs in the paper the next day.
You can, if you just post on Twitter, I'm sure they'll come.
Would you believe it on Twitter, or would you just think that it's photoshopped?
I mean, you could get your neighbors to post it too.
So generally, peaches will last 3 to 4 days on the counter. It's not a lot of time.
I think 3 to 4 days is plenty to find people to eat it.
I'm noticing a separate problem as well, which is that peaches have pits, and that you can't eat.
Yeah.
Well, the big pit's not a problem. You just have a big pit.
You plant it, and then you
Oh no!
Get more giant
tree.
peaches. Chris, I think you're underestimating how much peach there is. Because I'm gonna go back. If everyone imagine a foot by foot cube of peach, it's too much peach because it not only lasts for a couple days.
I think you're underestimating how many people will be interested in this giant peach.
Okay, let's say you take a 6-inch by 6-inch piece of peach.
Yes.
So that means there's going to be 8 pieces per cubic foot. If you have a 25 by 25 cube, say 20 by 20, a 25 foot diameter peach, let's say it's equivalent to a 20 by 20 cube just because you're cutting off the corners. That's 400 cubic feet times 8. You need 3,200 people to come and get a 6-inch by 6-inch chunk of peach. That's a lot of people.
That actually seems doable when you put it that way.
Yeah. How big is a town?
It takes a village to eat a giant peach.
So you have 4 days, say 3 days. Day one, I'm counting day one as a loss, getting the word out, organizing. Plus it's a 3 to 4 days. So you have 3 days, 3,200 people. You need 1,000 people a day to cut out their chunk of peach.
Maybe like organizing the actual event might be a struggle to like get people in line and stuff, but to actually get the people there,
Can you funnel 1,000 people into your backyard and back out? I guess you can. It shouldn't be too hard.
it might take a while. It might get kind of stressful, but I think you could do it, and I think you wouldn't have any problem finding the people.
I think even when it's a big deal, I think 3,200 people to come into my backyard is ambitious.
Could you move it on that short notice?
It's gonna be heavy.
Yeah.
Unit weight of a peach.
I don't think you could move it without machinery.
But you could get like you need to get rid of this peach. You could get machinery.
But that might take some time to get machinery.
Yeah.
If you're stuck to this 3 to 4 day deadline.
You could probably rent it with a day's notice. You get like a company.
Yeah, maybe. But then, like, how much money are you willing to spend to get rid of this peach? The whole point of giving it away for free is that you don't have to pay anything. They just come and take it.
Right.
You don't want to pay to transport it.
What if you made shirts that said, "I ate the giant peach," and then sold them with the peach as like an event?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. You try to make this like a big event, and then people come because they want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And be like, I ate part of that big peach.
You can get it out of... Well, and also, you could definitely get fucking, like, Dole to sponsor this event or something and move it on their dime, you know?
You could get paid for this.
Okay. You can make this work.
I think you could definitely make this work.
I think you can. I'm less optimistic about it than you guys. I think 3 days is not a lot of time. I think there's definitely some issues there. And then after 3 days, you're fucked because no one wants a big rotten peach.
I think a few years ago, 3 days wouldn't have been a lot of time, but with like Twitter and others like social media and stuff, it's plenty of time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll defer to you guys on this one. But instead of a peach house, our next question is just about your regular house. Assuming, what if your house could transform into a giant robot?
Not very regular. I don't know why you said that.
Important question. Is it just your house, or if everyone's house could turn into a giant robot?
It says your house.
Yeah, the way it's worded is just your house.
Just your house. Okay.
So can it like... I assume it can walk around and stuff.
I'd imagine so. Otherwise, it's just like a weird-shaped house.
Well, it could like move around and I guess not walk around.
The transformation is just an antenna comes out of the roof.
Right.
There are robots that don't walk.
I guess.
Okay, when you say a house turns into a giant robot, you imagine a transformer. Like it's
Yeah.
It's got 2 legs, 2 arms. It's a robot.
I don't think it's really that useful though, unless you're in the middle of nowhere. Because you're just going to destroy everything around you.
Well, I mean, you get up, you have your plot of land, and you make it into the street, and your house isn't wider than the street.
Yeah, but you won't be able to like do anything with it. It can stand up, but it can't walk around without destroying stuff.
It would save you on moving costs.
Yeah, you could snowbird down to Florida.
So you would have to really think about how you like store your furniture during the transformation process.
But how would you even get it down there
Walk.
without destroying the roads?
Yeah, the roads are probably not graded for giant robots that are house weight.
Oh, hold on. Weight of a house.
Or like disrupting traffic and stuff.
Houses weigh between 80,000 and 160,000 pounds.
That's a lot of pounds, dude.
Weight of a truck.
I mean, they do sometimes have those portable houses and they move them like that. So it's possible in terms of weight, I think.
I will say, I feel like the big difference there is that you have, a bunch of points of contact with the road there, as opposed to like one where all the weight is going into it in one spot.
Into one leg, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so Class 8 trucks, 33,000 pounds.
Yeah.
But as far as weight distribution, you have it on one leg, but the leg can be pretty fat. A lot more surface area than a tire.
But it's also going to be slamming down with every step.
It could walk gingerly.
What if it's not a walking robot? What if it has treads instead? It's like tank treads at the base, and then like
I think tank treads is
whatnot.
doable because you have those houses that get transported on trailers.
Yeah.
Right. But I don't. How wide is a house?
I mean, it depends on your house and how wide it is when it transforms.
Because I've seen those houses transported on trailers before, but I don't remember how they like fit onto the road.
Well, there's a good video of it getting stuck in a tunnel, but
Oh yeah, that was incredible.
ignoring that, you design the house to be skinny. Like it's like a
Okay.
12 or 15 foot wide, or maybe 20 foot wide house, and then you ship it in two halves, which is kind of killing my point. But there are, I think you can get away with a 2-lane highway should get you there.
Do you think the cops would pull you over?
What are they gonna do? You're in a giant robot.
And they could, if they think you have malicious intent, then you can. I don't know. They might call in the military.
What's the military gonna do? You're in a giant robot.
I think our military can deal with a giant robot, probably.
Yeah, probably pretty easily.
Particularly one made out of just like, a house, right? Like,
It's a wooden robot.
I mean, would you want to be the president that took down the cool giant robot?
yeah, that's actually a good point.
That is always the villain in all the movies. The guy that's trying to stop the robot.
Mm-hmm.
Or the guy with the giant robot, admittedly.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's also possible.
Okay, you have to. So step one is make your house as non-sinister as possible. Lots of hanging plants, like very cutesy cottage look.
I mean, a house in general doesn't look sinister.
Yeah, but you have to make sure your house robot, like when it transforms, like you have to make sure like the eaves of the roof don't make like angry eye shapes. They have to like make like cute sad robot eye shapes. Instead, they have to go the other way. Like you have to maintain maximum cute factor.
Make sure there are no red lights that could accidentally turn into eyes.
Yeah, no any kind of mood lightings. Like get rid of like your what do they call where you develop photos in it?
Dark room.
A dark room. Yeah, dark room. Definitely not exterior exposed, which is a good idea anyway for a dark room. But you don't want that growing
defeats the
under
purpose
light.
of a dark room.
And like I said, lots of plants and cute little like cottagey accoutrements to just make it as non-threatening and adorable as possible. Like it has to look like a cute old lady lives there, or else you're gonna get shot down by the military.
I do think we could make this a popular toy line with house transformer things.
I am amazed at the Transformer toys still, like as a general rule.
Yeah, they're still popular.
Yeah, of course they're still popular. Like just like how do you design a Transformer toy? It's so complicated.
Yeah, that is very impressive.
Yeah.
Because you can't even like sketch it out. Like how do you sketch it? Even like a 3D modeling program, like how do you get it to figure it out?
I don't know.
Think about if you're trying to draw, like you have a transformer that goes from a robot to a dinosaur. Like how do you plan that out?
Marcus, the clear answer is that Transformers actually exist here on Earth, and Hasbro just knows them and goes and talks to them and sketches them like one of their French women.
So when you flip back into a car, does your left pelvis go inside your rib cage, or does it like kind of go off to the right?
Right. Yeah. It's the only thing that makes sense. You're right, because it's not possible otherwise. There, problem solved.
All right. Another cloud question. What if clouds formed at sea level?
Just to check, is this just fog?
it's just fog.
I think I wrote this question, and that's what you guys asked when I wrote it. But I mean, like, there aren't any clouds up high. Like, all of the clouds are at sea level.
It's exclusively at sea level. Okay.
All clouds are down low.
I see.
Okay, here's one thing that's not good for us, is that the majority of lightning is in cloud lightning.
Yeah.
That's not super great.
Pretty bad.
Other bad stuff.
I think things are just generally more wet, right? In general?
Probably. Yeah, the water, the humidity is going to be way up because there's only so much atmosphere for water to go into now. So basically, like, it's going to be all cloud and then sky. Always.
I don't know how tall clouds usually are. Like, how high do you need to get before you're above the cloud?
If all the water vapor was down, like anything that was, that wouldn't form a cloud is down, I think you're talking hundreds of feet.
Hundreds of feet, okay.
Well, the other problem, too, that I'm thinking of is that I know there's definitely multiple layers of clouds, and I guess that all of those would form at the same layer, which is sea level. And it would probably just be water at that point.
It just gets like gradually less wet. There's a thin water air interface that's grayer than normal.
Right.
How does that? No, that doesn't work. There's definitely got to be a right. You can't transition not hard from water to air.
Right. This is making my head hurt, guys.
You can't have like mist. Like even if you have a very misty, cloudy thing, like there's still very much like here's the water. Like water is
right.
Heat. Oh yeah, because when saturated air touches, hits the water, it pulls the water out of the air. Like, whatever droplets will come right out of the air and become part of the big water. So you're not gonna you can't have half water. You can't have like air you're kind of buoyant in and maybe you like drown in it. You can't have that exactly. Because air only saturates so much until it just falls out of the air and becomes the big water.
The big water, as we called it.
I like your term for it. Obviously, visibility will be an issue too.
Right.
Visibility would be an issue. The breathing might be an issue.
Yeah, I don't know how breathing would work.
Hot days really suck. Like a lot.
Yes.
Probably fires would be pretty rare.
That's true. So you got that going for you.
England wouldn't notice.
Okay, important question. What happens when the temperature drops below freezing?
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I don't exactly know. What is a cloud like? Because it's pretty cold up there anyway.
It is.
Can clouds freeze? Clouds do freeze in extreme temperatures.
What?
Cirrus clouds, which are the highest, are not liquid droplets, but rather ice crystals.
Okay.
Pretty cool. It doesn't really work in my mind, but
no,
okay.
I'm not. I'm once again unhappy about this.
Especially because the next sentence, what confused me is why you believe that freezing the solid crystals would make them fall from the sky. The ice crystals do not weigh any more than water droplets would. So you could have just frozen, powdery fog.
Okay. So it'd basically be like snow that's suspended in the air, but like smaller than snow probably.
Yeah, I guess. I really don't like this, guys.
Okay, last one. Last implication here. Your elevation above sea level will determine if you get water or not.
Oh, yeah. Oh, actually, this is a hellscape, huh? Isn't it?
Yeah.
This is actually quite bad.
Yeah, you have like a few hundred feet of water, of fog, and above that is just literal desert.
Yeah.
No one will live in mountains. Like, there will be no life in mountains at all.
No, not even just mountains. Just like,
anything above sea level.
Right, yeah, literally anything above sea level.
There'll be no clouds, or no plants or anything.
No more rivers.
No rivers, no
Can't really have
plants, no
rivers.
animals.
No, you'd have rivers. Oh, up top though, not high. Not on high. Oh, which wouldn't.
But the problem is because
it's
they
at
can't.
sea level.
Yes, it's right, exactly. Like water just doesn't exist.
You'd have rivers that start halfway up, kind of, and then come down.
Can you though?
Yeah.
How do they get replenished?
There are some places. There are some cities that are below sea level, right?
Yeah.
So that you can have rivers there.
So you can still have rain, right?
You can still have rain as long as you're standing in a spot that's below sea level, I think.
And it doesn't go very far.
I mean, no, you can have rain above sea level because you'll be halfway up the cloud, and temperature fluctuations can cause water to fall out of the air. So you could have rain, and you would feel it from whatever parts of the cloud are above you.
Oh yeah, I guess the cloud is pretty
Tall.
big.
The cloud
Yeah.
is tall.
The cloud
And so
is
it could
tall.
rain, so you could have rivers, so you could have some fairly normal water features below the top of the cloud line, but above the cloud line you have no more water features because water it won't come
I don't
back
think
up.
plants would exist at all because where there's water, there would be no sun.
There's some sun, not a lot. High up plants.
Where there's sun, there would be no water.
I guess there would be a lot of like on the transition between cloud layer and land, there would be a lot of plants because it would be very tropical rainforesty.
This sounds pretty bad, guys. We did a bad thing here.
Okay, let's do this one is less can we figure out how the entire climate works in a hypothetical world on the spot.
Right.
Okay, what if everyone became vegan overnight? So nobody eats eggs, meats,
Any animal products.
any animal products.
Now, do people know this is going to happen overnight and we prepare for it, or does it just happen and nobody really knows that's going to happen?
Let's just say it just happens. That would be tricky.
Yes.
Yeah, the
So
immediate...
actually, generally, like big picture, this is a positive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a positive. If it's gradual, it's a positive.
Yeah, not for like animal cruelty sake. I mean, it is for animal cruelty sake, but I personally care a little bit less about that. But what is good is just energy distribution level thinking, like food chain. Every time you go up the food chain, up into, from plants up to animals, you lose a lot of energy. In that it takes a lot of plants, it takes X energy worth of plants to make a cow.
Yeah, in
and
terms of
you lose a
sustainability,
lot
it's
of
better.
efficiency. Yeah, in terms of sustainability, it's great. Plants are the base level most efficient thing for us to eat. Like if we were trying to survive on Mars or something, that's why Matt Damon grew potatoes and not cows.
Okay, there's
Yeah,
other
that's why.
reasons, but also, yes, I suppose that's part of it. Also, I know that, like, cows specifically are actually very bad for the environment, which is a really funny
Yeah.
sentence to say, but I know they're, like, really big methane producers, and methane is a greenhouse gas.
It's just really hard to take seriously because it's just like, oh, so cow farts? And you're like, yeah, cow farts. They're
Pretty
bad
much,
yeah. Farts.
Well, I mean, if we're not eating them, then there's more cows and then there's more methane.
Well, no,
Well,
if
I
we're not
mean,
eating them. We're not farming
We're not,
them.
yeah, exactly.
There's going to be way less cows. If there's just wild cows, there's going to be way less of them very soon.
So this is actually a problem, is we're going to have a lot of pretty unfortunate food wastage in the short term while this all balances back out.
Yeah, in the short term, I don't think we'll have enough food for everyone in the short term.
That's also true.
Some people are going to have to starve.
I mean, there are a lot of our bulk foods are vegan, like rice and breads.
Yeah, but there's
True.
a lot of people on the planet who do rely on eating meat.
Are there? Like, above all else?
Well, no, but I mean, like for a decent chunk of their nutrition, yeah.
Yeah, if all of them switch.
Oh, there's going to be people that are unhealthy, and there's going to be some problems. But I think, like, I don't think we're going to have, like, a half the people starve to death type scenario.
I kind of think we do. So, like you think about the fact that, like, we have, like, constrained food production in a lot of places anyway, as it is, and suddenly, let's say 40% of the food that is being produced can no longer be eaten by anyone.
And then that 40% is taking away from the other part that's been eaten.
I guess I'll go. So, okay, to be fair, all right, hold on. I wish we could actually do math on this now. Well, oh well. So I know that, like, a lot of our corn production goes to feeding cattle. So theoretically, you can reroute whatever is being used to feed the animals. Like, this seems kind of cruel. Sorry, animals.
Just
but,
let the animals die.
Right.
Counterintuitively, everyone becoming vegan kills all the animals.
Yeah.
Got it. So if everyone became vegan overnight, all the animals would die.
I think so, actually, unfortunately. As
Awesome.
sort of, yeah.
That's the only conclusion I need.
Yep.
All right. These questions, holy shit. Hey guys, what if storks actually brought babies?
Can a stork carry a baby? Real talk.
I mean, the question's definitely answered. I can just Google that.
Oh, yeah. We should actually check that.
I feel like they probably could. Babies aren't that heavy.
Yeah, that's true. They're probably fine.
Potentially large enough to at least imagine carrying an infant. So they could, a stork could imagine it.
Man, there was a lot of hedging in that sentence,
So, in this scenario, where are the storks getting the babies?
That's not for us to know, Chris.
Or like, how are these babies coming to be?
Well, when a man loves a woman.
So that still happens, and then the stork comes and gives it to someone else.
I don't. I think that there's. God, I don't want to go down this road. It just gets complicated. What if? I don't think you can still. I think that the storks have to somehow generate the babies. Not like that. Hold on.
Okay, so in a stork nest, a baby
There's a baby machine.
spontaneously generates.
When a stork really loves a woman.
Now, when a man really loves a woman, somewhere in a 10-mile radius, a stork's nest, a baby appears in it.
They order a baby, and that's where it appears. They go to Amazon. They say, I want a baby. Click, add to cart. Check out. It appears in the stork's nest.
Okay, so Amazon Prime supplies the storks with babies.
What does this actually do? Does this actually do anything? Is there any impact from this aside from storks feeling a lot more useful?
Yeah, I don't know if a lot changes.
Well, I mean, women avoid a whole pregnancy.
That's nice.
That's true.
I mean, that's good. Yeah.
So birth is more pleasant.
Right.
Or much more surprising.
Also, right.
Oh, yeah, if you don't... I guess you don't... How would you know that you're getting a baby?
Because a baby shows up,
Well, you need
man.
one of those porch cams that sends you alert when your delivery driver is there.
Yeah, Ring stock goes through the roof, guys.
They're now government mandate to make sure there's no abandoned babies.
Yeah. Does it bring it to your house or does it bring it to you? Because both of those raise further questions.
I imagine to the house. Like,
yeah, it's got to be
in a basket
to your house.
And they like deliver it to your house, to your front door.
What if you live in an apartment building?
It goes to the same place as your jury duty would.
Okay.
The mailbox.
Is it based on like your voter registration or?
Yeah, let's say it's federal.
Okay, it's federal. Cool.
To Ben Storm's or current resident, here's a baby.
Right.
I'm trying to avoid like babies dying because I feel like that would happen, but I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, what happens? So is there still? All right, we gotta raise the elephant in the room. Do you have sex and then a baby comes? We just need to like get this out in the open and what's the time frame on that turnaround?
Do you need to have sex for the baby to come?
Right.
I think no.
So it just comes randomly?
Because the whole point of the stork story is that to avoid the sex talk.
That's true. Okay.
Oh, I love this. Sorry, I was looking to see if there were any stork predators that we'd have to get rid of to make sure that our babies were safe. And so far, without going into the actual Wikipedia article, the adult birds are very rarely preyed on by American alligators.
What?
Okay.
So when the stork that has landed, can get eaten by an alligator, which, as far as baby deaths go, is one of the cooler ones, I guess.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, I hate to say it's not the worst, but it's not the worst. I just want to know. I want to know if you have like any warning before it actually shows up. That's kind of my question here.
Yeah, it just depends on if you have to request it or if it just happens.
Right. Is it literally just like when you reach a certain love threshold between a man and a woman, there's a baby?
I guess that would probably be because whenever you say the stork thing, you say when a man loves a woman.
Right. Yeah.
So that's part of it.
Okay, I like that. That might actually be an improvement if only people that were very much, by divine right of the stork god are in love enough to have a baby.
Actually earn it.
You're actually right. But okay, here's a further question. Is there like a time limit between
If you're soulmates, do you get a lot of babies?
Right, yeah. Let's just
You
keep
get as
on
many
hitting
babies. You get as many babies as I guess it's a kind of self-correcting problem because after a certain number of babies, I think your relationship starts falling apart. It's like, my God, Jeremy, you're the love of my life, but like we have 17 like babies already, and they're all under 3 years old. We have to love each other less. I'm leaving you.
How long does it take for these babies to get to you? Like, where are these storks coming from? I guess I don't know where storks live.
That's a good point. Storks don't live everywhere.
Well, you said it was Amazon.
Amazon?
Yeah, you said it was Amazon Prime, so 2 days for free,
Okay.
or like you can pay $4 for 1 day shipping.
I thought you were talking about like Amazon, like the place Amazon.
No.
Yeah, the
I
Amazon.
think there's storks there, but
There are alligators.
so Florida at least.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess people in bad climates for storks get no babies.
That's sad.
They shouldn't live there. Be somewhere stork friendly. All right. Next one. What if you couldn't enter somebody else's personal space?
Now, what's the dimensions of your personal space?
Good question, Chris. What are the dimensions of your personal space?
I do think it is a personal thing. And like that's not a joke.
Oh, okay,
like,
so you
actually,
define it?
It is, yeah. If you're very extroverted, maybe you have less personal space.
I'm going to say arm's length for me.
That's a big space.
It's a big space.
I mean, it's pretty close if you're within arm's length.
But you would, I guess.
So I'm thinking like if I'm on a subway, I'm good up to like moderate touching.
What?
What is moderate
Hey,
touching?
Marcus,
Like,
maybe, you know what? Actually, over that, why don't you explain what light touching is?
okay, so if I'm on the subway, not in private parts, there's a bubble there.
Okay.
But Like if I'm on the subway and, I'm holding, and I'm standing and like someone behind me is like on bumps, like, you lightly bump into each other or, like your arms are somewhat touching. I don't feel like my personal space is invaded there. So, but like if someone's like pushed against me, I'm like, okay, now this is too much.
Hey, Marcus, what are the rules if you're in, say, a grocery store? Because I think that's maybe a better judge of your overall personal space tolerance.
So does it vary based on where you are?
I guess it probably does, actually, by necessity.
Well, I don't know. I don't think personal space necessarily means you're uncomfortable. I think, like, you can let someone into your personal space if you want.
Well, yeah, if you're comfortable.
So I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
You can never get closer to anybody else than they want you to be.
Man, this feels like a real improvement, guys. We did some good today. This just makes everything way easier.
Well, no, in my scenario, I'm saying that, like, your personal space in normal, like, context, you can let people into your personal space, but in this scenario, you can't.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, well, this is a very real problem for the future of our species, huh?
Yeah, because, if it's general to everybody, if everybody is on the same line of personal space, I mean, there's definitely a crotch bubble, and that already is
right.
Bad species time. Are there any are there any implications if it has to be like double consensual for you to be able to get into somebody's space? Like they have to, be okay with you being in that personal space.
I mean, I think socially that's kind of what it is right now.
Right, but you physically can do it. Like you can physically make someone uncomfortable on the subway.
Right. Or like you can no longer awkwardly hug someone. And I think that kind of the ramification is that like handshakes and hugs and stuff become much more meaningful because it is a like literal,
trust touch.
Yeah, which is kind of cool.
Also, like, goddamn, the one person that's now awkward on the subway is gonna be way more awkward because they'll just have like
a huge bubble around them. Right? Yeah.
Like the whole train car is like their personal space.
See, I'm still not down with this, like, fluctuating personal space. I don't think that's, like, the definition of personal space.
I don't think there's a hard no. Like, literally just saying that. Like, if I'm on the subway, I don't feel like my personal space invaded if someone is literally, like, 2 inches from my face.
But if someone is doing that when I'm in the pasta aisle at the grocery store, yes, I feel like my personal space is being invaded.
They're invading your personal space, but on the subway, you're letting them into your personal space. It's still your personal space.
Okay, I see the point you're making now.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Oh, well, this changes everything.
Do we want to rehash the whole question to go through this iteration?
Oh man.
Nah. Let's. We finally, after all this, we finally get what Chris is saying, and probably some of our listeners were like, "Yeah, obviously that's what he was saying the whole time."
Right.
And I apologize for being slow, but we are going to move on to the next question. And I think this will be the last one we do today. What if your skin changed color with your mood?
Like a mood ring.
That's what it says here, like a mood ring, but it's more like a mood skin.
It's your way with words that makes you so excellent at this, Marcus.
So what colors, is it like the colors of a mood ring? Or is it like, I actually don't know what colors the mood ring
I don't either.
turns into.
I mean, I think we would very quickly pick up on what they are. Like, it's not going to take you long.
Like red is angry.
Yeah, it's not going to take you long to know that red means angry, and green means envious, and purple means embarrassed, and, blue means sad. Like, whatever the colors are.
Yellow means happy, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So you can't hide your emotions anymore.
Yeah, that's the main thing here. So I think, like, social interactions, you lose a lot of... In any of the you can't lie scenarios, you lose a lot of the social pleasantries.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be polite for the sake of being polite.
I mean, you can if you don't care. But, yeah, if someone, like, makes you uncomfortable or angry, or someone says something that makes you really sad, it is out there. Like, there's that extra level of openness, I guess, which probably wouldn't even be a bad thing overall.
I think actually the anger one is really interesting to me because that one could actually work in your favor if you are in like a customer service situation and you're maintaining your cool, like, in your speech and everything, but you're just growing redder and redder as it's going on, and how like freaked out the person you're talking to is going to start getting.
I do really like the idea of you smiling, like just like that blank, like retail smile.
Right.
and like nodding your head and, you know, all the pleasantries. But yeah, you are just like turning bright fragging red.
Yeah. Like that seems pretty great to me, actually.
Could you use it to your advantage? Like, if you can manipulate your emotions, can you use it as camouflage?
So you have to take method acting to your whole life.
Yeah.
Speaking of actors, acting is way harder.
Acting is so much harder.
Yeah, that would be way harder.
Oh man, could you do like a Blue Man Group act, except you flash emotions with music?
Oh, I thought you were going to say everyone's just very sad. That's really
Or
where I thought you were
super
going.
chill.
Yeah.
Super chill. Like Gatorade Frost level chill. But yeah, if you are a person who can freely manipulate your own emotions, you could do like a stage act with it. That would be pretty sweet.
What do you think is the most desirable color to be?
Aroused.
What color would that be?
A soft
know,
pink.
pink.
Yeah.
Wait, did you just say fuck pink?
I said a soft pink. A soft pink.
I'm
Fuck
sorry.
pink.
Oh my god, that's the worst Crayola color I ever heard of.
Yeah, why do I have to recall these crayons? Oh, I see. Okay.
Well, there goes the G rating for this episode.
Oh, God.
I don't have anything else to add.
Yeah,
after
I think
that.
that's
I don't
it.
know what else to say
Stupid.
after that.
There's really nothing else you can say, guys.
I was gonna say that my favorite Crayola color is mac and cheese, but that sounds kind of stupid after you said that.
What emotion is mac and cheese? I guess just contentment, right?
Yeah, it's contentment.
Also, I think the most shafted Crayola color is orange-red, because it got literally just replaced with red-orange, and I think that's BS for that color.
No, I like red orange more than orange red.
Yeah, but could you imagine like you made as a Crayola color as orange-red, and then you're just like, nah, you're off the team forever, banned, because like it's like there's like a list of. I went to the Crayola museum factory. I think it was in Pennsylvania.
Is it a museum or a factory?
Both.
Hmm.
And they had like the list of the discontinued Crayola colors. And it's a short list. There's like 10 of them. And it's like orange, red, and then like 4 like clearly just dumb names, and like, you know, 4 or 5 like, oh hey, yeah, you couldn't call something that nowadays with our current sentiments.
I wonder how long orange red was a color before they changed it to red orange.
I think it was a couple years.
And I wonder what that meeting was like.
I like the idea there was someone who, like, their life's work was creating orange red. And they were like, hey, we saw Steve had this really good idea. What is it? Red orange. And their life just flashed before their eyes.
I mean, they probably had like a bunch of corporate meetings to decide if they should change it to red orange.
Yeah, but they left Jim out because it was going to crush him.
I mean, no, probably what happened is that Crayola was only so big a company at the time. And someone was like, on the next print run was like, doesn't orange red sounds a little weird? Wouldn't red orange be better? And someone's like, yeah, it does sound better. And then they just switched it. And it probably like all of 5 minutes before it got shafted. But in my head, it's a grievous sin that should not have happened.
No, I think it's changed for the better.
Are we even talking about a question anymore?
No.
So, since this episode is getting closer to over, we need to leave time for our Would You Rather question.
That's a weird way to frame the would you rather.
Yeah, well, peeling the curtain back, I couldn't remember if we did Would You Rather's on the lightning round, and I was ready to end the whole episode, so I'm squeezing it in. Okay, Would You Rather number 2,200 from our good book of 3,000 Would You Rather questions. Would you rather, Chris,
Yes, I would rather me.
would you rather be able to bend your body like a snake or squeeze through tight places like an octopus?
Do I still have like my normal human bone abilities?
Yeah, imagine your bones are just like all spines.
Um,
Can you think of a
Okay.
different way to put that? Because I think that's the best way.
So you mean like throughout my entire arm there's just like a billion joints?
Yeah.
oh, no.
What is the octopus scenario?
All your bones are quite squishy.
No, your bones... Oh, your bones could either be squishy or your bones could just like disassemble into little bits so that you could squeeze into small spaces.
Bones assemble!
It's tricky. Well, it's tricky because octopuses, they don't have bones. they are just all squishy, and the only thing that prevents them from going through tight places is their beak is the only hard part. Meanwhile, we have lots of bones, but I don't think you want to have no bones. I think you want to be able to just like the drawstring puppets that are held together by the string, and like you let go of the string and they collapse. Like you can do that with.
I'm gonna say that
bones.
we have control to make our bones rigid or squishy.
Okay, that's probably less grim.
Yeah, I agree.
If that's the case, I don't really see why being a snake would be better than being an octopus or having those octopus abilities. It's basically the same thing, only more extreme, right?
Well, no, I think if you bend your body like a snake, you still have like some strength in those limbs while being bendy. And I think the octopus is kind of like you are a like barely motioning blobbish more. Like you don't have as much, like a snake holding around something is strong. An octopus squishing itself into a hole is not like strong. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like what scenario would you need to be flexible and strong at the same time?
I mean, always. That's being a good person.
Well, like to
You
a
mean
further
physically.
extent than you can already be.
Emotionally, all the time. Physically, less often.
Because like as humans, we're already kind of flexible, and being a snake, always like bending like a snake doesn't make you that much more flexible.
I am trying to think of like literally the circumstances where this would come up, besides like the bedroom.
Like the octopus is obvious. You want to squeeze through like a small space. That's an obvious
But
situation
how often
where
does
that'd
that
be
come
useful.
out? How often does that come up?
I don't know. It comes out every once in a while.
Ooh, vending machines.
Which one would be more useful in a vending machine situation?
Definitely.
Maybe a snake.
I would say
All right,
snakeness.
this is now the debate. Would you rather have to get into a vending machine as a snake or an octopus? Okay, here we go.
Easy snake. Because you can't like
Probably a snake.
you
I
can't like
guess.
reform in the vending machine.
Yeah, can you reform only parts of your body?
Oh, I hate this. I hate all of this.
Can you be like half snake, half human, or half octopus, half human?
I think if you're snake all the time. Okay, so snake goes in the flap and then up pretty easily, and then has, the grippy power.
Mm-hmm.
The octopus can really get in there.
Yeah, octopus, you'd be able to fit yourself, like your entire body in there.
You could put like your whole top half in and like go to town with two
But I don't think
hands.
that's useful.
I mean, you can get a lot of stuff out of the vending machine if you're robbing a vending machine. The snake is kind of just like a more casual, less commitment. So, do you want a lot of stuff out of the vending machine, or do you want just a little bit of stuff out of the
Actually,
vending
it's
machine?
not just that. The snake is going to be very limited. You can still only get up like as far up as your arm can reach. So you're kind of limited to like the bottom,
The bottom
2,
row.
maybe 3 rows.
Ooh, that's like where the gum is. Like,
Yeah, it's usually where they put the gum and maybe lifesavers. Sometimes they put lifesavers.
Sometimes the second row
Yeah,
has like
which are not bad,
Pop-Tarts. Pop-Tarts are okay.
yeah, Pop-Tarts are okay, but A1 is like where the Fritos are at.
Mm-hmm. You're going to get a lot less of the chips and stuff. Some candy, a lot of gum.
So I guess under that scenario, given that the only thing we could think of where this really is relevant is stealing from vending machines, I want to be able to squeeze through tight places like an octopus.
I also think the octopus is useful in other situations other than just the vending machine. But yes, I think I'm in the same boat as Marcus.
Yeah, I don't think there's really a way you can make an argument for it. In a vending machine specific area, you kind of have to go octopus.
All right, we did it.
Did we?
We did it.
We did something.
We did something.
Okay. And with that, if you enjoyed that, I don't know if anybody did, but if that was your jam and you want to support our snake octopus endeavors, go to our Patreon. You can go www.patreon.com/absurdhypotheticals, and you can donate your hard-earned dollar to our Patreon page. And if you do, you get access to our cool behind-the-scenes episode that we do every month. We just had a really fun one, because usually part of our behind-the-scenes is reviewing the episodes of the past month, only we were on hiatus for the holidays, so it kind of goes a bit buck wild and off the rails. So we have that one that just came out, and then otherwise, it's kind of a cool, a more chill session where we hang out, we talk, we say what we really felt about each other's answers and where the show's going and things we're doing. So go to the Patreon. There's only one tier for $1. You get all the stuff. which is basically just the behind the scenes episodes. But if we add more stuff in the future, you can get that too. And it would mean your support would mean the world to us. But if you just want to listen more for free, you big ol' mooch, you can join us next week where we answer the following question. Who would win in a superhero fight? We pick random superpowers.